Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, just Daf It. Today we're doing Nedarim Daf Hey, number 5. We have an amazing share for you today. We're going to talk about Yadayim, Yados, partial Nedarim, Mochichos, and Mochichos. If they sound like a real Neder or they don't sound so much like a real Neder, we can assume that he really meant to take a Neder. A very famous Machlokas and Abaye and Rava about this on Hamad Beis. We'll talk more about that. And Ian with Ben Sion. Let's get started at the top of Hamad Aleph. We quoted a statement of Yossi Rechanina yesterday that if a person says Mudranehe Machshen Asur, and a person says, right, I am Asur from you. So both the person who he Asur can't get enough from him, and he also can't get enough from that person. So the Gemara challenged this. And we learned in the Mishnah later on in the Masechta, Harina Alei Acherem. He says, I am Asr to you like a Cherem. Basically, a Cherem is another way of saying a Neder. Hamudar Asr. Aval Madr Lo. It says Hamudar, right? The person he Asr, right, his friend, Reuven says the Neder. He asked for Shimon for benefiting from it. Aval Madr Lo. However, Reuven can benefit from Shimon. According to Rav Yossi Chanina said, and Shmuel was saying like Rav Yossi Chanina, they both should be Asr from each other. So the Gemara enters, the Mishnah is talking about when the parish vat alai lo. He stated afterwards, even though it doesn't say in the Mishnah, it says he added on, you are not usher to me. Let's continue in the Mishnah. Ad alai cherem. Mishnah continues, if a person says you are usher on me, right? I can't get benefit from you. I know they're usher. The person who took the nether is usher. But we can infer from it, al mudar lo, the person that, right? He asked her, Reuven asked her getting benefit from Shimon. But Shimon still got benefit from Reuven. So Mari answers, no, when the parish v'ana lech lo. He stated also, even though it doesn't say in the Mishnah, he added on, right, that you can get a benefit from me. I am not usher on you. So the Gemara says, what? Stama my If he just said Hamuder, he just said Harini alecha cherem, right? If he just said that language, Shnei and Asr, they both would be usher. From the fact that the Mishnah continues later on, right? It says, you are usher upon me. You can't benefit from me, and I can't benefit from you. Then both of them are usher. Only in that case is Shnei Asur and Hastama. If he just said Mudrani Hemach, like Yosef said, Hastama who usher Chaveru Mutter. He's usher from getting a benefit from him. His friend is Mutter. Ella Hachi Itma Yosef Chanina must have the wrong version of what Yosef Chanina said. What did he in fact say? Mudar ani lach shnei asurim. If he says Mudar ani lach, I am make a neder to you, that is when Yosef Chanina said both are asr on each other. Mudrani heimach, however, he says I can't get hana from you. Who asr v'chavero motor? Then he can't get benefit from his friend, but his friend can get benefit from him. So that answers for Yosef Chanina with the Mishnah later on. What about Shmuel? Right, Mudrani Hemach in our Mishnah, Kimna Lamastisin Shmuel. Shmuel says, Mechunat Yomer Shani Tom Lach Shani Ochalach. Huda Asur Chaver Mutter of Mudrani Hemach Shani Asur. That's the way he answered our Mishnah, right? Shmuel made a comment in our Mishnah. Dafka he says Shani Ochalach Shani Toyam Lach, right? Because if he said Mudrani Hemach, then both of them be Asur. How do we resolve with the Mishnah from later on? Ella Mikara Shmuel Hakid. Shmuel said meant something else. If he says Mudrani Hemach Shani Ochalach Shani Toyam Lach, he adds in Shani Ochalach Shani Toyam Lach. Who the ein who asr ala b'achila hamudrani mimcha asr afilu b'hana. If he says Shani Ochalach Shani Toyam Lach, so he's limiting his neder. He's saying I can't eat food from you, or I can't taste food from you. If he would just say a blanket Mudrani Hemach Mudrani Mimcha, then you can't get any benefit from your friend. So actually, when you explain it more, so it lessens the severity of the neder. So the Gemara says that's true. He should say as follows: V'imlo amar ella shani ochalach shani toam lach. If he only says shani ochalach shani toam lach, ein aser ella b'achila. Right? He seems like he's adding that if you say shani ochalach shani toam lach, then it adds on to the neder, not it lessens the severity of the neder. Ella hachit mar. Finally, the Gemara is forced to say Shmuel meant to say damar shani ochalach shani toam lach huda aser aval amar mudrani ema. only if he specifies and says Shani Ochel Lachshan Tomlach, we know he's taking a neder. If he just Mudrani Himach, I don't even know it's a neder at all. To aser neither in Achila and definitely not in a Hana. Why? Mudrani Himach lo mashma lo mashma. It's not mashma neder. The Amar aser. They say he's aser in my time. Mudrani Mimcha. If he wouldn't say Shani Ochel Lachshan Tomlach, he just says Mudrani Mimcha. Mudrani Himach lo mishteina badach. I would think I don't want to talk with you, right? Mufreshani mimcha. The Mishnah says Mufreshani to separate myself. The law avidna imak masamata. It's not that I'm taking a nether from you. I don't want to do business with you. I don't like you. Meruchkani mimcha. The third case in the Mishnah, I'm distancing myself from you. I don't like you. I'm not going to stand in the 4 amos of you. I think you have COVID. I don't want to get COVID from you. 4 amos, approximately 6 feet. Dilach mashma. So that must be the correct explanation. Shmuel is saying only if then the nether take effect. If I don't add that, it doesn't take effect. So the Gemara deduces on Hayam Beis Lema Kazavar Shmuel Yadayim Shem Kichos Davin Yadayim. We can see it's Machlokas Abaye and Rav in a second. Comes out the fact that Shmuel is commenting, made his comment on the Mishnah. Unless you say Shani Ochel Lach Shani Toim Lach, then we don't answer you. We don't consider a nether Yad She'ena Mochiach. The Gemara said before in Daf Gimel that Yodos Naziros can Naziros, Yodos Nedarim can Nedarim. That was also included in our Mishnah. Was left at Chasur Metzor Achli Yasani. However, that's talking about a Yad, which is very clear, partial language, which is very clear. You have to make a nether, but he didn't explicitly say the whole lashon of a nether. However, when the Yad is an assumption, this is the way I'm going to explain it. You can assume that's what he meant. However, it's not clear that he meant that. Ein mochiach. There's no proof, 100% proof. There's no good proof. There's 75% proof. I like to say it's an assumption, right? It's a chazaka as opposed to a raya. He would hold it's not a yadayim. That's why you have to say Shani Ochel Lach Shani Toim Lach, which is proof. So when I said you're right. Shmuel mokin la masisin Reb Yehuda. He'll say a Mishnah follows Reb Yehuda. Damar yadayim shem ochichos having yadayim. Reb Yehuda will see in a Mishnah from Gittin and hold yadayim shem ochichos having yadayim. It's not. Where do we find Reb Yehuda's opinion? Gufo shall get. At the end of Maseches Gittin, it says, "What are you writing the get? Harayat muteret l'kol adam." You're writing the get. You are mutter now for every person. Reb Yehuda Omer. You have to add in something else. If it didn't have lichim minai sever teruchim megera shvukin, you have to explicitly write in the get, not just your mutar l'kol adam. Through this get, v'din, through this get, have lichim, not because if you write it in a star, harei b'der l'kol adam, how do I know I'm being megarisher with this get? Maybe I don't know with my words I'm being megarisher. Therefore, v'din da havi lichim minai sever teruchim, a book of driving away megera shvukin, a letter of leaving you. So therefore, you have to specify. So the Gemara answers, "Why did Shmuel say?" He said he added our Mishnah talking about Shani Ochel Lach Shani Toim Lach, because otherwise he damn shem mochichos. Why do you have to say our Mishnah holds like Rabbi Yehuda? Look Rabbanan, say like the Rabbanan, Avakav Ein Yadayim Mochichos, right? And say what Mudrani Himach is aser because Yadayim Shem Mochichos, but Yadayim Shem Mochichos is having Yadayim. So the Gemara says no, he was forced to say like Rabbi Yehuda. I'm a Rava answer. He said she said. Shmuel found a problem with the language of the Mishnah. Right? It says at the end of the Mishnah that I'll eat from you, I'll taste from you. Listening Shani Ochel, Shani Toem. Why do you say Shani Ochel Lach? I can't eat from you. Shani. If I say Mudrani Mimcha, I take a nether from you. I'm make a nether from you. Shani Ochel that I won't eat. Who can't you eat from? Obviously, the person you're taking the nether from. But the fact that the Mishnah says Lach, it tells you have to specify who I'm taking in the nether from. See, our Mishnah holds we need Yadayim Mechichos, which is the opinion of Rava. We'll see in a second. It's Mar. Yadayim Shem Mechichos, Abaye Amar having Yadayim. Abaye concludes they are Yadayim. It's valid Yadayim. We'll see to what extent he means that in Iyot Ben Sil. And Rava Amar Lo having Yadayim, they're not considered, they're meaningless. Lo having Yadayim. Amar Rava Rebbe Idi Asprali. Rava says, I have a proof. What's my proof to this? Rabbi Idi explained it to me. I'm a kra nazir lahazir laHashem. The source that we learned out Yados Naziros Kanaziros, and then by Hekish juxtaposition we learned Yados Nedarim Kanadarim is not from Naziros Nazir lahazir laHashem, a double language. Makish Yados Naziros and Naziros, right? Nazir is a regular Naziros. Lahazir includes Yados Naziros Kanaziros. So my Naziros behafla, just like Naziros. Rabbi Tarfon has a very famous shita. Rabbi Tarfon says in Meseches Nazir that it says Ish Adam ki Yafli Lindar Nezer. Yafli is a language of making clear. He explicitly takes the Naziros. The Naziros has to be explicit. So therefore, since A normal regular Nazir, Harini Nazir, is explicit, right? So therefore, Af Yados Naziros Behafla. So therefore, the Yados also have to be as explicit as possible. They are Yados, they are a partial language, but they have to be pretty darn clear that he intends to take a Nazirus upon himself. And similarly, Yados Nedarim have to be explicit, or close enough to explicit that we can prove that he meant to take a Neder. So the Gemara suggests, Lema plugs to the Rebbe Yehuda Rabbanon, Abai and Rav seemingly argue at the same focus, but Tanoim argue, Rebbe Yehuda Rabbanon. This Nan, as the previous Mishnah we quoted, Gufa shall get, right? Mudar the Chaladam. Tanakam says the Rabbanon say, Yadayim shall get law heavy in Yadayim, right? Even though it doesn't specify. Rebbe Yehuda Omer, but then they have Ilichim Inai. Sefer Teruchim and get Betur and Megarish Shvukin. He says you have to say, I'm being Megarish with this piece of paper. Abai Damar Karabban. Abai says like the Rabban. Rabba Damar Yehuda. This would pose a problem because usually we pass like the Rabban over Yehuda, and usually pass like Rava over Abaye. So the Gemara rejects this comparison. Amar Lach Abaye. Abaye would say no. Ana Damri Afil Rabbi Yehuda. I could even accord with the opinion of Yehuda. Adkan Lo Kamar Yehuda Abayin and Yadayim Mochichos El Gabe Get. All about Gerishin, it has to be explicit. To be a krisos, it says you have to be kores. You have to sever the bond of marriage, and you need it explicit. Maybe usually having yadayim. Rav Amar Anad Amar Afilu Rabbanon. This is what's important. Rav says I can even say according to the bond. I can look more Rabbanon gabi get. For a get, just to say that suffices, even though it's not 100% clear. You're megarisha with this piece of paper. Why? Because I have an umdan the muchach. I have a circumstantial evidence. Top of knowledge. Right? I give you a piece of paper. Right? Maybe I'm not being megarish with this, but who am I being megarish? I'm only married to seemingly one wife, right? And you're giving it to the wife. Even if you're married to two wives, you're giving this piece of paper to one wife. So you're not going to megarish the wife of your friend, right? So the circumstantial evidence adding to the fact of the yad, to the partial language, you have a regular case, like Rava says, lo having yadayim. They would not suffice yadayim. That's the conclusion of today's share. 12 minutes, pretty good. We're going to talk more about this machlokas Abaye and Rava. Abaye, what is the machlokas Abaye and Rava? What are they arguing about? Stay tuned for Yud Ben Sion coming up next.